Welcome to Everyday Linux User. In today's video I'm going to be talking about how to create a bootable USB drive using a tool called Ventoy. And the selling point of Ventoy is that you install the software once, as in Ventoy, and then you can add as many Linux distributions as your USB drive will fit onto there. And it's simply a case of dragging and dropping the ISO image onto the drive. So once you've got Ventoy installed on that USB, it means it's completely reusable again and again and again, and you don't have to worry about using tools like Etcher or anything like that, and you don't have to worry about install routines or anything. It's literally a copy and paste, and you're able to boot from that operating system. And this allows you to have multiple ISOs on the USB drive, so you can pick which one you want to use. Now obviously in most cases this will be a live environment unless you use something like AntiX or Puppy, but it is a great way of putting your ISO images on a USB drive. It makes it really simple. Now this guide will show you the setup from Windows point of view and from Linux as well. Ventoy can also work with creating a bootable Windows drive, but we're not going to go into that today because this is a website, YouTube channel about Linux. So whilst we'll give you a guide how to create this drive using Windows, we won't have a Windows bootable drive. At the end of it we'll have it will boot Linux distributions. I hope that's clear. But anyway, so to get started you need to go to ventoy.net, and then it will go to /en/index.html, but all you have to do is type ventoy.net and you'll get to this page here. It's quite a messy looking page, but don't let that distract you. You can see from this screenshot here what you're going to end up with, so you can end up with a menu, and it's going to have all the ISO images that you put on your USB drive. So all you'll need for this tutorial is a blank USB drive, or a USB drive that you don't care about any of the data on, because it will be wiped as part of this installation. So we're going to start off with doing it Windows first, and then we'll show you how to set it up using Linux, and then I'll show you how you get the actual ISO images onto the drive, and then we'll have a test run. So first off, I'm in Windows and I'm using Chrome, but you can use Edge or any other browser, and you go to Downloads and you click on the Windows zip file. Now you can see there's a live CD ISO as well that you can use, but we're going to use the Windows zip, and that takes you to SourceForge, and you can choose Download Latest Version Windows zip. So to install Ventoy to a USB drive, you go to Windows Explorer, and you see I've already gone to my downloads folder on the left hand side there, and you can see we have Ventoy Windows compressed zip file. So if we double click on that, and I chose File Explorer as the tool to open it with, and we can click Extract All, and I click Next there, and now we're copying the files across. We can close this down now, and you can see there's now a folder, and it's actually opened automatically. We can double click into there, and we can double click on the Ventoy to disk application. Click yes, and we are now in the Ventoy application. So I'll now show Linux users how you install it for Linux, and then I'll show you how to actually use the application itself. So for Linux users, open a browser, go to ventoy.net, click on Downloads, and click on this tar file here, and you want to click on this tar file here. With that downloaded, If you're using something like Ubuntu or Ubuntu, you can usually go to the file manager and double click, and you can extract the tar file that way. But I'm going to show you how to do it from the command line because this is the best way for everyone. So open a terminal window, go to your downloads folder, type tar -xzvf and the name of the file. You have to get the name exactly right on this, and you can see that's done that. So now we can open a file manager if you want to do it this way, and you can go to downloads and Ventoy, and then, or you can go into the Ventoy folder this way by typing cd Ventoy 1.0.96. And then what you want to do is /ventoy web.sh, and you have to run it sudo, so you can do sudo bang bang like that, or you can type sudo /ventoy web.sh, enter your password, so now you have to open a web browser, and you have to type in this address here. So at this point, whether you're using Windows or Linux, if I show you my Windows VM, you can see it's looking for device. Let's close these down, don't need to see these, make it clearer. And that's the USB drive, and if we're using Linux, it's the same screen, but it's just a web front end. So I'll plug in a USB drive here. So I've refreshed the screen within Windows, and so if you hit that refresh button after putting the USB drive, you can see it puts the USB drive in there. And now all I have to do is click install. And it gives you a couple of warnings. Just click yes to both the warnings, and it will now install Ventoy to the USB drive. And it says, congratulations, Ventoy has been successfully installed to the device. Now all you have to do is open a Windows Explorer, and you'll see that Ventoy is here like this. And if I want to put a ISO image on it for a particular Linux distribution, and I've got some downloaded here, you can see I've got Peppermint, so I can just take Peppermint, I can copy that, take it to Ventoy and paste that in. And then I can pick another one. For instance, I'm going to pick WatchOS. I'll just paste that in as well. And you can see I've now got two ISO images on there. So shortly we'll boot into Ventoy to prove that that works. But I'm going to show you the same from the Linux angle first. So here we are within Linux, and in the Ventoy web page, and you can see I put a different USB drive in. It's only 8 GB. If yours doesn't show up, all you have to do is click this refresh button here and it should appear. You can see I've already installed it because it says Ventoy in package and Ventoy in device, but I'm going to reinstall it anyway. So all I have to do is click install. It's going to come up with this message here, click OK, and then I click OK again, and it's going to install Ventoy. And you can see Ventoy has successfully installed to the device. So we can now close that, and we can close this. And here's my Ventoy disk, and if I go to my downloads folder, I've got some ISO images downloaded. I have to be careful what I copy, because obviously I've only got 8 GB. So we'll do the same to Peppermint and WatchOS. We'll copy those over to Ventoy, So you can now see that Peppermint and Watos are on that Ventoy disk as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to boot into our Ventoy. So when you reboot, you're going to have to press the relevant function key for your computer to bring up the boot menu. Now this differs from manufacturer to manufacturer. All you have to do is go into Google and search for it. So for instance, if we type in HP Pavilion function key, it tells you that escape F10 and F1 are the keys that you're going to use. So one of those keys, sometimes it flashes up as the screen's coming up, but you have to be quick. So obviously whichever computer you're using, you have to press the relevant function key. So we're going to do that now. So when the computer boots, I'm going to press the F7 key to get the boot menu up. I'm going to choose the Pony Transformer, which is my USB drive, and you can see I've got two options. I've got one for Peppermint and one for WatOS. I'm going to choose the Peppermint one, boot in normal mode, and it's given me the Peppermint boot option, so I'm going to choose the first option. And as you can see, I'm now booted into Peppermint OS, and this is the live version of Peppermint OS. I haven't installed anything, but you can now use this to install Peppermint OS to your system. Similarly, if we reboot into the boot menu again, now we go for WatOS. You can see WatOS is now booting up as well. So this makes it straightforward if you're one of these people that like to distro hop. You install Ventoy once, and then every ISO image you download, you just drop onto that USB drive into the folder, and you can take them out and put new ones in, and it makes no difference whatsoever. So that's a good way of creating a bootable Linux USB drive. And there we are in WatOS. So to summarise, in this video I've shown you how to use Ventoy to install multiple Linux distributions so that you can boot them in live mode. My views on Ventoy are it's quite a good system, especially if you like to try different distributions out. Install it once and then drop every ISO image of every Linux distribution you want onto it. It's not 100% perfect. A couple of things I've noticed that if the file doesn't copy across properly onto the Ventoy disk, then it does come up with this invalid kernel, invalid magic number thing that pops up. And what you have to do is just copy the file over again, and that usually fixes the problem. If in doubt, reinstall Ventoy and do the same thing. And I noticed that sometimes when rebooting out of one of the operating systems to get back to the Ventoy menu, it sometimes fails and you end up having to reboot the whole computer anyway. I still like using Etcher overall as my method for creating USB drives, but Ventoy is indeed a very good solution. And that's the end of the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.